Most people sell covered calls whenever they feel like generating income from a position. The stock is just sitting there in an account, the call premiums look decent, they pick a strike above the current price, they sell a call and hope it expires worthless for them. And sometimes it does, but the ones that get called away or force a really uncomfortable decisions almost always comes from one problem. The call was sold at the wrong point in the stock cycle, not the wrong strike, the wrong timing. Look, the single biggest difference between covered calls that consistently expire worthless and covered calls that create headaches is when you sell them, not where you set the strike, okay? And here's the mechanical reality of what determines whether a covered call expires worthless, okay? A covered call expires worthless when the stock price at expiration is below your strike, obviously. For that to happen, the stock needs to stay below the strike for the entire duration of the trade, ideally, or decline from wherever it was when you actually sold it. The timing question is, where is the stock in the cycle that you own when you sell it? A stock that's been running steadily upward for 3 weeks, that has momentum. It has buyers pushing it higher, right? The probability of it continuing above your strike is higher than average precisely because the recent movement has been upward, obviously. A stock that's already made a big move, one that has pushed to the edge of its normal trading range or even beyond it, is in a different situation. The buyers who drove it up have often already acted. The next move is more likely to be a pause or a pullback than a continued run. Selling a covered call here means the natural next movement of the stock is working in our favors. This difference in timing, selling into extended strength versus selling onto continued strength, is what separates covered calls that expire cleanly from ones that become, honestly, let's admit it, management problems. And here's the framework that I use to decide when a covered call setup is actually ready. I'm not trying to predict whether a stock's gonna go up or down, all right? You guys know that. That's a prediction game. I don't even play it, all right? I'm looking for conditions where the stock has already done something, specifically moved significantly upward, and the probability of a near-term pullback or pause is higher than the probability of a further rapid acceleration. The two tools show me this when those conditions are present. The first, I talk a lot about, the Bollinger Bands. When the stock price reaches or pushes through the upper Bollinger Band, it's telling me the stock has moved further and faster than its own recent norm. That's a stretched condition. Stretched conditions tend to resolve. Not always immediately, obviously, but they don't continue indefinitely without a pause at some point. The second is RSI, Relative Strength Index. When RSI climbs above 65 to 70, the stock has been bought aggressively in the recent period. And that doesn't mean it stops going up, okay? But it does mean the buying pressure has been unusually strong and is statistically more likely to slow that down than to intensify even further. When both conditions line up, price at the upper Bollinger Band and RSI showing overbought condition, that's when I look at the covered call options chain. Let's talk about the upper Bollinger Band setup in practice though, because here's what this looks like on an actual position. Let's say you own a stock that you were assigned at 32 bucks. The stock has recovered and has been running, let's say, for several weeks. It's now at 41 bucks. And in looking at the chart, you can see the upper Bollinger Band has moved up to 40 or to 41 as well. The stock has pushed right to the edge of that normal range it's in. This is the moment, in my opinion, to open the options chain, not when the stock was at 36 and the premium call looked reasonable, now when the stock has already made the moves, okay? You look at the calls that are 3-5% above the current price, around, let's say, 43, 44 strike. That strike is above where the stock is, above where the Bollinger Band is, and above where the stock typically runs before seeing a pullback. You collect the premium, obviously, and now the stock would need to not only hold its extended level, but push even further past it to threaten your call. The stock pulling back slightly from its stretched level, which is the most common outcome when a stock touches that upper Bollinger Band, means your call will expire worthless, hopefully. You keep the full premium, obviously the shares stay in our accounts. Let's talk about the RSI confirmation layer. The RSI is not the primary trigger, it's the confirmation that the move has been genuinely extended. Not just a price level that happens to be high, okay? A stock can reach the upper Bollinger Band in two different ways. It can do it slowly over many weeks as the entire band drifts upward with the stock, of course, meaning that the stock has been just trending up steadily without being stretched at any given moment in time. Or it can do it quickly, with the price shooting up faster than the band can fully even expand. RSI helps distinguish these two cases. If the stock is at the upper band, but the RSI is at 55, barely above neutral, the move has been gradual and orderly. The stock may continue drifting upward. That's not the high probability covered call setup. If the stock is at the upper band and the RSI is at 72, clearly in overbought territory, the recent buying has been aggressive and concentrated. That's the kind of move that tends to pause or pull back. That's when the covered call timing is best, at least for me. Let's talk about why selling into strength feels wrong, but it kind of works. And here's the behavioral challenge with this approach that really trips up most people, and it did me for a while. Selling a covered call when the stock is running feels counterintuitive, okay? The stock is going up. You want to let it run. Why cap it now? But the same psychology that makes it feel wrong is what makes it work. When a stock has just made a sharp run and RSI is elevated, most investors, they feeling bullish, right? And don't want to cap their upside. That means fewer sellers in the covered call market at that specific moment. Less supply means the premium is relatively better for us option sellers. You're selling when the setup is statistically favorable and the crowd is feeling greedy. You're literally collecting some decent premium at a strike that's above an already extended price level. That's the combination that produces covered calls that expire worthless most of the time. But here's the bottom line with all this stuff. Covered calls that expire worthless consistently are not about finding the perfect strike price. They're about selling at the right point in the stock's cycle. Selling after the stock has already run, when it's at the upper Bollinger Band with overbought RSI, puts the natural short-term tendency of the stock on your side. Stocks that are extended tend to pause or pull back. A pause or a pullback from an extended level is exactly what makes a covered call expire worthless. Selling in the middle of a range, or worse, selling when the stock is literally breaking out to new highs with strong momentum behind it, puts the natural movement of the stock against you. You're not managing a position at that point. You're literally just getting dragged. The setup doesn't appear every week. It doesn't, and for sure. Being patient enough to wait for it is what separates the disciplined covered call seller from the one who sells whenever they want for income. I got some questions for you guys as always in the comments section. One, are you currently checking where a stock is in the Bollinger Band range before you sell a covered call? Or are you selling whenever the premium just looks decent enough for you? And number two, have you ever had a covered call get threatened or exercised on a stock that was just breaking out when you sold it? Let us know down below in the comments. And what did that situation actually cost you? And if you want all this stuff automated for you, this is part of the reason that I built ArkPicks.com. It tells me all of this stuff in one easy dashboard that gets sent to my phone, or I can log in from wherever I want to see my top setups for my specific watch list. So make sure you head over to ArkPicks.com. If you're somebody that loves running the Ark Options Strategy, the wheel strategy, but you don't want to be a full-time trader, you don't want to be staring at charts all day, go check it out. You're absolutely going to love it. You're going to see how much time it saves you from a research perspective. And make sure to use coupon code 25OFF for 25% off the lifetime of your subscription. Again, head over to ArkPicks.com. Guys, as always, sell options, collect premiums, repeat.